Hello guys, my name is Prince and this is Smart Center. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos. Post your comments and questions on my social media handles and I'll respond to it. We are on the topic variation. In the previous video, we solved a question on partial variation. In this video, we are going to solve another question on partial variation. The question for this video is: the cost per head of catering for students is partly constant and partly inversely proportional to the number of students present in a school. If the cost per head of catering for 10 students is 35 cedis and the cost per head of catering for 15 students is 25 Ghana cedis, find the cost of catering for 40 students. To solve this question, we are going to define the variables that we'll be using in the solution. So you will let C represent the cost per head of catering for students and N represents the number of students. We are being told in the question that the cost per head of catering for students is partly constant and partly inversely proportional to the number of students in the school. So this is a partial variation and the first part is a constant. We will let K represent that constant. Now, we can deduce from the question that the cost of catering for students, which we have represented by C, is partly constant and we have represented that constant by Q, and partly inversely proportional to the number of students, which we have represented by N, present in the school. So it means that the first part of C is a constant. So C is partly constant. So the first part is a constant and that constant is Q. The second part is an inverse variation. So C is inversely proportional to N, which is the number of students in the school. We learned from the videos on inverse variation that if C is inversely proportional to N, it's written as C is proportional to 1 divided by N. And if we introduce the constant of proportionality, which is K, then C is equal to K divided by N. So this means that the first part of C is the constant K and the second part of C is K divided by N. So the first part of C is K and the second part of C is K divided by N. So C is equal to the first part, which is K, plus the second part, which is K divided by N, where K is the constant of proportionality. We are being told to find the cost of catering for 40 students. So we need an equation connecting C and N. That means that we need to find the value of Q and K. The question told us that the cost per head of catering for 10 students is 35 Ghana cedis. This means that when the number of students, which we have represented with N, is 10, then the cost per head is 35 Ghana cedis. Remember, we represented the cost per head with C. So N is equal to 10 when C is equal to 35. Our expression is C is equal to Q plus K divided by N. So we can replace C with 35 and N with 10. This will give us 35 is equal to Q plus K divided by 10. To remove the fractions, I'll multiply through by the LCM here, which is 10. So I'll multiply each term by the LCM. When we are learning linear equations, we learned how to do this. So this will give us 10 times 35 is equal to K times 10 plus K divided by 10 times 10. And when we simplify, we will have 10K plus K is equal to 350. This is the first equation. The question also told us that the cost per head of catering for 15 students is 25 Ghana cedis. What this means is that when the number of students, which we have represented with N, is 15, then the cost per head, which we represented with C, is 25. Remember that our expression is C is equal to Q plus K divided by N. So we can replace C with 25 and N with 15. That will give us 25 is equal to Q plus K divided by 15. We will multiply through by 15 to remove the fraction. And that when we do that, we will have 15 times 25 is equal to K times 15 plus K divided by 15 times 15. If we simplify this, we will have 15K plus K is equal to 375. This is equation 2. So we have equation 1 as 10K plus K is equal to 350. And equation 2 as 15K plus K is equal to 375. We are going to solve these two equations simultaneously for the value of K and K. We will solve the simultaneous equation in the next video. So see you in the next video and let's continue solving this question. Bye bye.